Firework Night, a slow-burning fuse ignites. I first encountered Joanne some weeks ago, but I will never forget the way she looked at me with her piercing emerald green eyes. It felt as though her laser-guided stare saw straight into my soul and immediately knew everything about me. Indeed, it was somehow quite intimidating, even though we locked eyes only at some distance, across a crowded room. As they say, I tried to find out more about her, but she was always described as shy, quiet and withdrawn, or diffident. That was not what I had seen in the depths of her beautiful eyes that evening. I saw a confident, composed inner woman who knew what she wanted and would make sure she got it at any cost. I hoped that she would want me. She is a very shapely middle-aged woman, though younger than me, and apparently has teenage children, but is still energetic enough to mix and compete with friends half her age at the local bar. I established that she is married and devoted to her husband and children, but is a professional in her own field, and quite independent. She has a reputation as a trustworthy friend and colleague, but is seen by some as rather too conventional to take any surprising or adventurous steps. I had my doubts about those friends' judgments, but I would have to find out for myself, so I made casual contact with her at the bar, and after a few such occasions, she began to relax in my presence. I still felt a little intimidated when she stared into my eyes with her unblinking green eyes, but at the same time, I found her intense gaze more and more arousing. From time to time, she would blush as she looked at me, and I could only imagine what was going through her mind. I hoped it was something similar to my own fantasies. Our conversations have become more and more personal as the weeks go by, and we are now very easy and relaxed in each other's company. I often join you with your girlfriends in the bar and quietly listen to the female gossip, which is frequently very revealing and quite raunchy. They hardly notice my presence. It seems I am almost one of the girls now. In more private moments, we exchange our own thoughts and desires, and casual touches become commonplace. It seems you are as attracted to me as I am to you, and we are frequently seen together at this bar where I first saw you. Your friends now think nothing of it, though the occasional nod and wink are exchanged. The fuse you lit when you first looked at me has been very slow burning, but it is still smoldering, and you admit that you have had similar feelings for some time. You are genuinely happy with your family life, but also feel you may have missed out on some experiences in your youth. Maybe now is the time for you to experiment in ways you had not dreamt of before. You do not want to make any public commitment, nor to disturb your family life, but it seems you are very open to advances from me, if I feel likewise. Clearly, I do. This evening, the bar is unusually crowded, and there is not a seat to be had when I arrive, to join you and your friends. I stand by them all for a while, but then you take pity and stand to face me. Your eyes are still penetrating, and I think I can identify a certain added lust in them tonight. You guide me to take your seat and sit on my lap, spreading your skirts around me. No one finds this remarkable in any way, but I can feel a subtle wriggle of your ass pressing into my groin. Of course, I respond naturally to that. And I have to lean forward to whisper, "I'm sorry, Joe, but you're teasing me now, I can't help it." "I know," you say quietly, looking back, "that is the general idea, Simon." "I will get some more drinks," you announce suddenly and head towards the bar area with your purse in hand. After a brief diversion to the restroom, you return with a tray of wine glasses for everyone, and resume your seat on my lap, again wriggling salaciously against me, responds yet again, and I whisper my apologies again, but you say, "I understand, Simon. Don't worry about it." Then you lean forward to gather your purse and sit back firmly against me, opening it in front of me. You show me a pair of very damp lacy black panties tucked away. And raise an eyebrow at me, whispering, "Yes, Simon, they are mine." I am astonished at you, but it seems that the feeling of my heart beneath you has released an animal passion which you have to satisfy. I'm not at all sure how far you are prepared to go here and now, but I carefully reach one hand under your skirts to unzip myself and release my from its confines. From the way you lift yourself to allow me some room to maneuver, you are approving my actions. As you rest yourself back down on me, the very head of my between your wet and you give a little squeak as an inch or two enters you. One of your friends asks if you are okay, and you blush when you excuse yourself. I swallowed the wrong way. You say. Raising your wine glass to everyone and giggling. Your giggles send delicious tremors down through my heart. Cheers, Joanne. They chorus, staring at us sitting together as you twist to wrap an arm around my shoulders, and incidentally screw my cock deeper into your. We are trapped now, but in the most exciting honey trap I could ever imagine. You lean forward, then back from time to time, reaching for your glass on the low table before us, and giving me the most arousing sensations as you do so. I'm sure you can feel my growing ever larger and thicker inside you, as you make these subtle movements. You begin a slow, grinding movement, unnoticeable to anyone else but exquisite in the sensations secretly delivered to us both. We are both trying to make polite conversation, but it is getting increasingly difficult. Then you turn to me, itself an excruciatingly pleasurable experience, to say quite loudly, "Simon, I've just remembered, we have to be elsewhere soon." I nod, largely because I can no longer speak, and you reach for my jacket. As you stand, and naturally release my from its wet location beneath your skirts, you deftly drape my folded jacket over my arm, so that I can cover my groin with it when I, carefully, stand in front of your friends. The bar is still very crowded, so it does not seem unnatural for me to press closely against your ass, as we make our way to the exit. We both give a sigh of relief when we reach the door to the car park safely. Joanne, I say, what got into you tonight? You mean apart from your, Simon? You laugh. I don't think I can wait any longer. I've wanted you for so long, Simon, ever since I first set eyes on you. Now, I think you're going to have to me in the car park. Maybe not the most romantic location, but needs must, and I need you. I need you now. It is dusk already, and we make our way to your car. I am moving slowly and awkwardly because of the enormous throbbing erection trying to force its way out of my waistband. When we get there, I ask, do you want to get in the car? You have other ideas, Simon, you say, I just want you to get into me again. Pin me against the car, right now. I don't hesitate to press your body against the car door, lift your skirts, and reach down to lift both of your legs, so that you can wrap your thighs around my waist. Finds its own way back into your wet again, but this time I can press the full thick length all the way inside you. It is such a glorious feeling for both of us after our more restricted efforts in the bar. Fill me, Simon. Stretch me. You say, as I rest deep inside you, making you shiver. I am pumping slowly in and out of you now, each upward stroke forcing you higher against the car door. You feel the cold, hard glass and metal rubbing against your bare. You and I are both ready for the final surges soon, but suddenly. The car park is lit by a bright security lamp, as someone else returns to their car nearby. We freeze still, listening to their voices. It is a couple of your girlfriends from the bar. You breathe, oh fuck, don't move. Stay in me. Keep still. Be quiet. I am supporting your body on the root of my hands under your thighs, and your ass and back pressed hard against the car. You are wriggling against me because you need to soon, but you are also trying to stay quiet. Please don't let them come this way. Please don't let them come this way. You repeat and repeat into my ear, but at the same time, you are squeezing my cock inside you with a steady, regular pulse. I can only stand and wait. Your friends are discussing how we had behaved in the bar this evening, and chuckling about how very friendly we had been tonight. You are holding your breath as they pass, but mutter very, very friendly. In my ear, the moment we hear their car door slam shut, I slam into you again, and again and again. Harder. You say, harder, Simon. You are moaning, but now you can release your voice again, shouting out loud, Fuck, Simon, fuck. As we come to our climax together, my final thrust set off the car alarm. It is screeching loudly, but covering your own screeches. Oh hell, you say, it feels so good to shout out. You come very noisily. Feeling the first pulses of cum shoot up into you at long last. Wow. You say, I can feel you pulsing inside me. And you grab my head to kiss me deeply and passionately while I pump more and more into you. Our tongues explore each other intimately, tasting, licking and nibbling, with lips, teeth and tongues, sucking every taste into our mouths. We are still so closely connected at both ends, but the surges off slowly subsiding now. You look up at me with those hypnotic green eyes, glowing brightly with passion, and say, "Give me every single drop, Simon, I'm so greedy." While you clench my tightly, milking every ounce from me, I lower you to the ground now, and you stand unsteadily on trembling legs. The car alarm has stopped, and of course, no one had come to investigate, but we had both certainly come. As I soften and slip out of you, the dribbles down your inner thighs, shaking with the release of all that passion and tension, while I support you against the car, you reach beneath your skirts to gather a sample of our combined juices, scooping it up into your mouth with 2 fingers and sucking the taste from them with relish. You share it with me when we kiss deeply again. "I needed to taste you," you say, so sexy. Licking your lips lasciviously and grinning up at me, we slowly gather ourselves and wonder where should we go, or should we part now. It seems so wrong to part in a dark car park. Even though we have shared such passion there, that we decide to have a nightcap, and perhaps another round of passion fruit juice in a more comfortable environment. Your husband is away for the weekend, I know. It doesn't take a moment to agree that we should reconvene at your beach house, not far away, so we decide to drive our separate cars there. You say, "I will get in the shower as soon as I get back, but I will leave the door open for you, Simon. We can have a nightcap, and I hope for an encore, but without any fear of discovery this time. We can just get lost in each other for the whole night. It is a beautiful spot by the beach, but completely private. We have no neighbors at this time of year. I will catch up with you," I say, and head for my own car. This has already been an extraordinary evening, but it seems that it is not over yet. On the way there, it occurs to me that we have had passionate animal in a car park, but have never actually seen each other completely naked. Tonight's escapade had come as something of a surprise in many ways, a very welcome surprise, of course, and something I had long dreamed of, but nevertheless, a sudden step change in our slowly developing relationship. Joanne is a real, middle-aged woman, with a real body, not a young girl who just tries to look like every other young girl. She has had several children, but from the grip she exercised on my, she has more than maintained her sexual fitness and general energy. I believe she loves her husband, and her family, and has no intention of hurting any of them in any way. I know from previous conversations that she and her husband still have frequent and satisfying, but he is often away from home, as he is now, and I wonder whether she has some concern that he might have strayed from time to time. She would never challenge him, but perhaps just that thought is leading her to wonder now whether she herself has missed out on some experiences, after having married him so young. I will not ask her such impudent questions, but I think I know that her interest in me is purely sexual. And there is no prospect of any more involved relationship, even though she reacts so passionately to my advances now. If anyone is going to be hurt, or disappointed, it will probably be me. I decide simply to enjoy the moments, or the hours, ahead, and try to satisfy her needs, whatever they may be. When I arrive, I tap quietly on the front door, but it swings open easily. I can hear the sounds of a shower and follow them to your bathroom. At first, you do not notice me, and I watch through the steamy glass as you meticulously clean yourself. You pay special attention to your thighs and washing away all the dried cum from our earlier encounter. I think you also enjoy playing the shower jet on your most sensitive areas. And when you throw your head back in pleasure, you see that I am now standing there in the doorway, watching you. You smile and say, "I've been expecting you, Simon, and preparing for you to come." You press your breasts against the steamy glass, and clear a path for me to see you more clearly, by wiping them back and forth, the hard tracing across the wet glass. I hope that sight makes you hard again. You say, "Come and join me. You need a good lathering too. Let me soap you and caress you, Simon. I have never seen you in full glory, though I felt it in action tonight. Join me here and now." I quickly throw my clothes aside, and step into the shower with you. My is indeed hard again. Standing firm against my belly, and your green eyes widen with delight as I approach you. My God, Simon, you say, that is magnificent. Let me soap your beautiful. No wonder it felt so strong when you me earlier. As I approach, you drop to your knees and soap your breasts, to press them around me, and move gently up and down, while looking up at me. Then you look down, and when the head of my emerges from your cleavage, you cannot resist a kiss on the tip. You soap around my balls, and this time open your mouth wide, to accept the swollen head as it rises up between your breasts. You suck hard and feel me swell even more, but I stop you and say, no, Joe. I want this evening to last. Let's take our time. We have the whole night, don't we? Indeed, we do, you say, but you're already wet with. I raise you to your feet and you feel the length of my press against your belly when I squeeze your body against mine. Oh yes, so hard. You murmur. We gently dry each other with your soft, fluffy towels, but my erection does not subside. You drape a towel over it and giggle as you lead me from the bathroom. It is all the covering we need. You lead me by the towel, through the master bedroom and the patio doors, out onto the balcony, where you had earlier placed a bottle of white wine in an ice bucket and 2 wine glasses. Once there, you throw the towel aside, revealing me to the world. And particularly to your hungry green eyes. You find it difficult to avert your gaze, it seems, but set some soft jazz playing, and take my hand to pull me towards you. We press our bodies closely against each other and you wriggle your belly against my heart while I pull you towards me. We move slowly with the music, you're erect, crowning your soft breasts, tease against my chest, and you look up to kiss me tenderly. Then we part, to pour some wine for each other. You lead us to the balcony edge, where we kiss again, nibbling at each other's lips, and tasting the cold wine from each other. It is delicious. The music is playing softly enough for us still to hear the crickets and the frogs singing outside. And the water lapping gently against the bank. You wave your arms to show me the view, though I am more entranced by the swaying movement of your as you do so. It is getting darker now, but the stars are twinkling and glinting off the moonlit sea, and the surf line glows blue-white. You want to demonstrate that we have complete privacy, and lean out over the balustrade to point out that the nearest neighbor is a considerable distance away, and in complete darkness. This time, I am more interested in the view your presence, as you lean forward and I step up close behind you. You feel my throbbing between the cheeks and you wriggle seductively back against me. You move slowly up and down. Just as you did when I slipped between your breasts. I press the cheeks of your ass tightly around me and lean forward over your back. I whisper, do you want me now, Joe? I feel you raise your ass, pivoting forward over the balustrade so that my springs forward between your thighs, then you settle gently back so that the head locates naturally between your open. Simon, you say, I have never wanted anything so much in all my life. I need to feel that beautiful, thick slide slowly inside my open, wet until it can go no further. Please, please, let me feel that again. I need no further instruction, and grasp your hips firmly, slightly lifting your ass to press myself steadily inside your inviting. Trembling. Your breasts hang down over the edge of the balcony, as you lean further out, to take the full length of my. As I move slowly in and out of you, your breasts begin to slap against the edge of the balcony every time I withdraw and you press backwards to try to retain me. Your breasts swing and slap with every thrust in and out of you, and your gasps create a musical rhythm. The sounds arouse us both even more and I grunt every time my crashes into you. You groan every time I strikes your cervix, and you feel my balls slap against your widespread, dripping with your juices. Your moans get faster as I speed my strokes into you. Oh yes, faster, Simon, faster. You shout. Faster and harder, faster and deeper, harder and deeper. I pump relentlessly in and out of you. Your breathing is getting ragged now, and I feel goosebumps rising on your skin. I can feel your ass trembling with repressed passion as you begin to lose control. Faster, Simon. You shout again, let yourself loose. Oh, fuck, fuck. You clench yourself around me, trying to hold me tight, but I keep thrusting through the exquisite, tightening grip of your clenched muscles. I feel you squeezing me so hard, it becomes impossible to delay any longer. one last thrust crashes deep into you, and this time I stays there, embedded in you at full stretch. You give a loud, guttural roar from the very depths of your being. And reach between your legs to grab my balls, holding them tight against you. You knead and squeeze them, milking me into yourself. Oh, fuck, you shout, yes, fill me, fill my, Simon. You are bent double over the balcony edge, shouting out to the beach below. You can feel my body convulsing, while I pump come again and again, and your muscles clamped so tight, to milk me dry. I hold your shoulders back, to press you against me, while I fill you with gushes of, more and more with every moment. God, yes, you shout, fill me, fill me. You are holding me so tight, feeling the throb of every pulse of pours into you until I am empty and you are full. We both stop moving, but you are shaking all over. And muttering, full to overflowing. Full to overflowing. I can't get enough of you. As I slip out of you, we collapse onto the nearby sunbed and lie alongside each other, in the hot sweaty afterglow of all that exertion, while a cool sea breeze blows over our bodies. As we wind down from our ecstatic climax, we come down to earth, looking out at the stars. You are sighing gently, I hope with satisfaction, and say, I can't imagine a better evening, Simon. I don't think you'll ever be able to beat that performance. Well, I say, I think it's best to try something different each time anyway, oh yes? You giggle. And what do you have in mind for our next encounter? Then. I turn her head to one side and lean forward. She is startled when I dart the pointed tip of my wet tongue into her ear, and she recoils instinctively. Before relaxing again, I lick around the shapely edges of her left ear, and my mouth clasps her long earlobe, sucking it inside. I hold it gently between my teeth, and flick my tongue back and forth over it, while sucking tighter. You moan and shiver throughout your body, feeling the tingling in your, and you clearly understand the offer I am making. I pull back, and say, too, I'm sure I can think of other ways to please you, Joe, if you will give me the opportunity. Oh, Simon, you say, I'm sure the opportunity will come, time and time again. With that thought, we both drift away into a deep, exhausted sleep and dream of those days to come.